The mobile security in general, I would say, is in a very much better situation than what we have in PCs. So as to compare, like in a PC landscape, we have more than 1 million viruses today. So in the mobile space, we have a bit more than 400 viruses. And unfortunately, it is a start, and the viruses are really there, and something that the companies should be very aware of. But it's still relatively well contained compared to the pretty bad situation that what we have with the PCs. From a mobile phone perspective, it would be relatively difficult to pinpoint any single particular application that one would think that is more potential for security challenges. I would say that the challenges basically come from a similar-ish analogy as we have in the PC space, where there are a lot of criminals operating in the internet using different websites in phishing purposes, trying to get your personal credentials that they could then use in logging into bank or whatever data that they can get from you. First, you should start treating the mobile phone as part of your IT. It's not only a phone. The simple example would be that once you get your emails to your mobile phone becomes an access device to your corporate resources, and therefore you should have the similar policies as you have in the PCs. So at least have an antivirus and firewall product. Once the things like SMS marketing becomes more and more popular, and it's gaining tremendous momentum globally at the moment. So once that particular kind of marketing starts to be more mainstream, then of course those who want to utilize and fully leverage this same way as you do the spamming industry in the PCs, then of course one would want to do the SMS spamming as well. And as each SMS typically costs something to send, then it would of course make perfect sense that you can have other mobile phones sending those SMSs, which then again would be the same analogy as a botnet. Now if you take the typical botnet case in the PC world, the botnets high level serve two purposes. The owner of the botnet either wants to harness the botnet on sending spam. I would say this is the more likely setup, but you can also use the botnets in distributed denial of service attacks. So you make those tens of thousands of PCs to start bombarding a particular website, which then might go down. Now if you take that analogy and if somebody would want to do some harm to some mobile operators, you would just develop this kind of application which automatically, without the user's consent, sends SMS messages. And now if you can get this application installed, let's say, to 10,000 mobile phones, which is not a massive number once you think that the number of mobile phones is in every country several millions. So then these applications would start to generate tens of millions SMS messages, and we've already experienced that in such cases the operator's SMS infrastructure can be in danger, because it's kind of a denial of service attack, even though it wasn't meant to be like that.